Indy, why did you drag me up to the crow's nest?
For perspective, 905.
What perspective? It's cold, it's windy, and to be frank, I'm not all that much of a fan of heights.
Well, there's nothing to be afraid of if you just don't look down.
That doesn't even make sense. Just recap the score from last week.
God, I never took you for a scaredy cat. Jeez. Last week, we added 9 drivers to our supercar leaderboard. The best of which was Bray Wizard, who put up 32 points in his tow truck. The last group, however, which included Speedball Herman, Variet, and Misty G, weren't so lucky. And you'll see them highlighted here.
Well, it looks like we've got a new yellow snow leader, and, seriously, I'm getting down.
Well, you should be wearing yellow, you big chicken. As you get down, I'm going to introduce group number 6. Roaring into the heights with a flaming Lamborghini, it's Old Sarge from the Old Sarge Racing Group. He's driving a Lamborghini Miura weighing 31.51 grams called Flaming Bull. Hoping to avoid the heat is Victor Fastlane driving for Fastlane Diecast Racing. His Rambo Lambo is a Lamborghini Cyan weighing 57.17 grams. And rounding out this trio of Italian supercars, it's Puff in his Ferrari TR250 named Unbridled. It weighs 38 grams, and it is an absolute gem.
Hey, Jax, got a little help here? Hey, Ty, I'll be right there.
I can't believe you. You'll go 200 miles per hour, but you can't go 20 feet up in the air.
Just go to race 1. The 2 bulls and the horse are unleashed by the gate. The horse sprints ahead while the 2 bulls bang doors in the back. It looks like Puff's going to run away with this, but he gets a bit twitchy as soon as he hits the jump. You can see it in slow-mo after the whoop. He gets a bit bouncy right before he goes over the jump, and that unsettles him enough to spin him out. The 2 bulls in behind go over, and that's it for race 1.
Randy, I got the fire extinguisher right here just in case, okay, bud?
It's an auspicious start for race 1. Let's hope these boys can pick it up in race 2. That's what I'm talking about.
Puff unleashes the hounds, and he is gone. Victor Fastlane has a very slow reaction time as the gate drops, and he gets absolutely punished by Old Sarge, who puts him into the guardrail just before the jump, and that ruins both of their races. Puff, on the other hand, is sitting there whipping his horse down across the line for 11 points. That was a nice run.
Sarge, I know we didn't start the fire, but at least you put it out by putting it into the gap on the course.
Puff's got all his horses lined up in a row after 2. And Puff's done it again. He's in between the 2 bulls, and as the gate drops, he leaves them behind. Victor Fastlane has a better reaction time out of the gate, but he's no match for Puff in his Ferrari. Sarge looks like he's just limping to the jump. And I guess Victor Fastlane shut her down because there was no way he was going to catch Puff across that finish line.
Sarge, I now know why you wanted to dump your Lambo into the gap each race.
And by this score, Puff has definitely settled the debate on which Italian supercar reigns supreme.
With his 28 points, Puff sits himself comfortably in 5th spot behind Papa Pugsley. Old Sarge and Victor Fastlane are sitting 15th and 16th respectively.
Wait, I know why you brought me up here. You're racing today.
Okay, you got me. I just like to come up here to clear my head before a race.
But now we really got to get down so that you can race. So let's just go ahead with the introductions for this next group, and then we can get down and you can get to racing.
Sounds good. Here are your cars and drivers in group number 7. Starting us off for the lucky group, it's Neckel Racing's Scotty. He's driving a Best in Show nominated Volkswagen Synchro named Psych. It weighs 59.61 grams. Next up is a fellow Canadian from Team Beaverworks. It's the Diener driving the McLaren. It's a McLaren F1 with massive tires and suspension that weighs 45.77 grams. Finally, the car that started it all. It's Milestones Racing's Mick Miles. He's driving a Ford GT named Clarkson, and he was the inspiration for this whole tournament.
Wait, I thought Ajax said that he got his inspiration from you.
Hey, we all draw inspiration from somewhere.
I suppose. Let's go up to the top of the trail for race 1. Ouch, that was not the start Scotty had anticipated. Mick and the D-Man are battling door to door to the jump. Mick gets ahead and D-Man goes skyward. Mick looks like he's going to run away with it, but then pegs his Clarkson into the guardrail and spins her out. Let's look at those wrecks again. If there's one thing the trail has taught me, it will bite you when you least expect it.
Randy, that's a Best in Show nominee, but just take her real easy. Diener, who do you think you are? You're the D-Man, not Superman.
Mick Miles gets 9 after 1, the D-Man is on 5, and Scotty's on 2.
I don't know whether this is a chorus of all together now, or if everybody figures if they all do it at the same time, they're going to make it. But they are door to door to door to the gap in the chorus, and then it all goes horribly wrong. Mick Miles cuts in front of D-Man and Scotty, and D-Man's big bouncy suspension puts him right over. Unfortunately, Scotty's into the guardrail, and Mick Miles spins her around going backwards. I don't know what the visibility is out of the back of them Ford GTs, but he puts it into the berm, and then he is a curling stone on the skating rink.
Randy, you gotta go forward, bud, or you're gonna drop that car. Wizard, are you gonna help him out, or are you just gonna stare at his undercarriage?
Despite not being able to cross the finish line, Mick Miles is still ahead with 18.
And that is complete and utter disappointment for Mick Miles. He puts it into the guardrail at the 1-point line and leaves it as a double race between Scotty and D-Man. Scotty squeaks out D-Man at the line, but they battle door to door from the jump. Scotty gets a little bit ahead as that bouncy suspension of D-Man's kind of lets him down a little bit. This was a fantastic run, and that was full speed. Even the Koala was surprised as Scotty knocks him off his perch on Misty G.
Okay, Mick, we're gonna pull you out, and we're gonna get you back to the garage so you can check out that steering of yours.
Well, don't touch it. What are you doing?
I just want to make sure he's okay.
And as my co-host checks in on the Koala, we look at the final scores for this group. Mick Miles sits on top with 22, with the D-Man right behind him at 21. That puts them at 10th and 11th respectively, with Scotty's 18 slotting him in number 13 spot. That also means we get to introduce our subpar leaderboard. With the lowest scores going, whoever finishes last on this list walks away with the Yellow Snow Award. Okay, Indy, so how you feeling?
I am so ready for this.
You realize who you're racing, right? These are two of the premier drivers in all of Diecast.
Bring them on.
Well, as Indy gets ready, these are your drivers for Group 8. She's been eagerly waiting for this moment. It's Indy Rain from the A team. Her ice pick Solero GT weighs 52.2 grams. Her first opponent, with a Best in Show nomination for his Lamborghini Countach named Quintesson, it's Numbskull from Numbskull Racing. This ride weighs 60.52 grams. Not to be outdone, Craigster Sr. rolls in from Hot Nuts Diecast in his Konenzig Gamera named Gatorbait. It weighs 58.29 grams. This is arguably the group of death. Let's see how Indy does. We're up to the top for race 1. Well, it definitely looks like Numbskull's got a game plan coming out of the gate because he goes right after Indy Rain and puts her into the guardrail. I can only imagine what's going through Indy's helmet right now. Craigster Sr. seems to have been caught out a little bit by that jump as he gets his tail over by the guardrail. And we've got a little bit of extra padding over there so nobody goes over into the abyss. I don't know whether Craigster Sr. read his pace notes before, but it looks like he actually checked up right before the jump. And that unsettles his rear end, gets it all the way up in the air. That guardrail definitely saved his ass though. With the focus on Craigster, you almost miss the fact that Numbskull really does ride Indy into the rails.
Okay, Indy, calm down. We're okay. We're gonna get you backed up to the top of the course, okay?
Oh man, I'm so sorry for that, guys. Craigster's out in front with 5, but Numbskull and Indy are sitting with 4. Let's go back up for race 2. And it looks like it's Craigster Sr.'s turn to take a run at Indy. Numbskull doesn't look like he wants anything to do with this, and it's Craigster and Indy battling door to door to the jump. Craigster then turns a little bit into her, and she noses just at the gap. That's job done by Craigster Sr. as he's across the line for 11 points, while leaving Indy wanting a whole hell of a lot more.
Oh man, buddy, I definitely like your doors for this next race.
When I first said this was a group of death, I didn't realize they'd be cannibalizing each other. Craigster Sr.'s out in front with 16. And it's absolute disaster again for Indy Rain. Numbskull comes down and takes another shot at her, pressing her into Craigster Sr., who's the unfortunate side effect, collateral damage of this battle between Numbskull and Indy. I honestly don't know what the deal is, but this should make for an interesting conversation at the next driver meeting.
Indy, you okay? You alright? Hello? Oh, buddy.
The scores are up, and Craigster Sr. tops this group with 20. Numbskull and Indy Rain, however, And as the group of death comes to a close, only one makes it into the top 18. Craigster Sr.'s 20 points puts him in 12th place, right behind the D-Man and Mick Miles. And on the subpar leaderboard, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new low score. Numbskull, surprisingly, with 11, is just in front of Indy Rain. I don't even know what to say about that last race. Numbskull and Indy Rain are definitely going to have words after this. Mostly Indy Rain's. I don't know if Numbskull's got anything to say, but I would imagine an explanation is definitely in the cards. That's the beauty about racing at the Elevation Trail at Lakeridge Heights, though. You never know what's going to happen, and anything can, does, and will happen. Tune in next time as another 9 drivers attempt to race their way into the top 18. That's it for tonight. This has been the Supersized Supercars from the Elevation Trail. I've been your host, 905. Hopefully, Indy isn't too bitter for next week, and we'll see you again. Thanks for watching.
Come on, Indy, you got this. ABN. Always beat Numbskull.